and they are already causing a stir. The ads urge support of Israel, but many see them as anti-Muslim. Are they hate speech or free speech? Richard Reeve has our report.
The posters installed here at U Street and 3 other metro stations,
well, I personally consider it hate speech,
are certainly turning heads.
There is the right to free speech.
The ads, sponsored by the American Freedom Defense Initiative, a pro-Israel group, don't mince words. Quote, in any war between the civilized man and the savage, support the civilized man. Support Israel, defeat jihad.
I can see how that's really controversial.
Metro sought to delay the ads. The transit agency cited world events like the U.S. Embassy attack in Libya and the release of an anti-Islam film that went viral, sparking protests across the Middle East.
Everyone won't agree with it. It's going to incense people and make them want to react in some kind of way.
But Friday, a U.S. district judge ruled the posters could go up, and the ad does have supporters.
I'm sure, some people might think it's a bit much or maybe raise an eyebrow, but I think it's definitely a valid message.
It's designed to incite, it's designed to provoke, it's designed to stigmatize American Muslims.
The Islamic advocacy group, CAIR, says it's planning to arrange for metro ads promoting tolerance.
kind of insinuates that people that are of Middle Eastern or people that are Muslim, aren't civilized. And, I see how that could evoke, emotions in anyone.
Richard Reeve, News Channel 8.
Joining us now, Barrister Raza. He's president of the Maryland chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Thanks very much for coming in. It's good to have you with us.
Well, Bruce, thank you for having us.
What did you think when you first saw these ads?
Well, the initial reaction was, oh my God, here Hamgiller goes again, with her hate mongering and her, under the guise of free speech. And, her speech is protected. Don't get me wrong here. She has a right to speak. I have the right to speak. That's the American way, and we're not taking away from that. However, I think the American public, most people realize what it is. It's hate speech.
Designed to be so outrageous that they would cut through the ad clutter? I mean, there are infinite number of ways to get a message like this one across where the word savage never appears, so you have to wonder about the strategy being employed here.
Oh, there's no doubt. This is the same lady that made the comment. She would want to urinate on Afghan corpses. I mean, there's no mincing words here. This is a hate monger, and it's designed exactly to do what it's doing. It's provoking people. And we at the Council on American-Islamic Relations are responding to that with, we don't want to censure free speech. We want to basically repudiate it with good speech. And as part of our campaign to do that, we're putting up our own ads in the metro system, which will read, show forgiveness, speak for truth, and avoid the ignorant. And this is a verse from the Quran, which we follow. And also, I think a lot of the clerics here in Maryland have spoken out against that, not to use any violence, and even when other things come up, they've shown how the Prophet Muhammad would react to something like this, which was commonplace in Mecca and Medina when he started preaching. And around the world in history, if you see, this is nothing new to demonize one's opponent or said opponent, to make them out to be subhuman. I mean, Hitler did it with the Jews, he did it with the Eastern Europeans. Closer to home, we have the Native Americans, the African Americans, the immigrants, Irish and dogs not allowed. On the other side of the world, in India, the British would put signs up saying Indians and dogs not allowed. So somehow making a population that you oppose inferior or subhuman, I mean, to pull that off, you have to kind of use these kind of words as savage. I mean, of course the message...
In 2012, though, you would think that certain rhetorical strategies that might have worked in the past wouldn't work today, because our understanding, theoretically, is better than it once was. And our societies, I mean, the Washington area, this is a very diverse country now, and the Washington area is probably as diverse as any metro region that you can find anywhere.
Of course, and we've been very happy with our neighbors' responses. I mean, I think Rabbi Rachel Kahn from the Rabbi for Human Rights, she's head of the Rabbi for Human Rights, said it best. She said, if there's any silver lining to all this, is that everybody has come together. Different civic and religious organizations have pulled together and condemned this, and we're very happy with that, and that's sort of the American way. I mean, you know, these people recognize that we're, as an American minority, have been kind of attacked in a way, and sometimes it takes something bad to bring everybody together.
Bring your allies close.
Exactly.
In watching some of the news coverage of this and reading online, it seems like the definition of the word jihad is a part of the energy on the other side. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, let me say one thing, though. We can debate the issues of the Middle East. We can debate the meaning of jihad, but to paint a broad brush over, you know, a significant portion of the world saying they're all savages, that's just wrong. We can argue and talk about jihad and what it means. Jihad is a struggle, okay? I'm a critical care physician. In the Quran, verse 532, it says, "He who takes one life is as if he killed all of humanity. He who saves one life is as if he saved all of humanity." I am blessed. I get to save lives on a weekly basis, daily basis, so to speak. And that's one of the reasons I went into this profession. So it's my jihad, my struggle to help humanity in that way. What I'm doing right now is to, you know, I'm spreading love and understanding among my fellow Americans and my neighbors here in D.C. So this is what jihad is. It's a struggle. I think it's one of the most misused words. It's a tenet of Islam. Yeah. And it is very misused, and it's referred to as only fighting.
Some do believe it means violent struggle in a much broader sense.
There are 13 steps of jihad, and the final step is fighting, but you have to have a Islamic government, a leader, decreeing jihad. No such Islamic government exists in the world today. So, to my knowledge, there's been no decree of jihad by a respected Muslim leader. So until there is, I mean, we have to educate, we have to suffer. Like the Prophet Muhammad, looking at his example, I mean, people would throw garbage at him, throw stones at him to where he was bleeding so much that his feet were sticky. I mean, that's how much blood he lost at one point. So that have we gone through that yet? No. There's no reason to fight at this point.
Should Metro have a policy that some ads, by their nature, by their innate and uncontroverted offensiveness, you just can't put them up? I'm not going to go there, but we can all sort of conjure in our mind ads that just you shouldn't go up. And if you're going to say yes, then the issue becomes who decides, and does this ad qualify? And I'm very curious to get your brief thoughts on both of those.
Well, the first thing, should they put it up? Again, we're not for censorship. We will repudiate those marks. I mean, like I said, this has caused all our neighbors and our allies, so to speak, both of various walks of life, to come together and support us. And in the Quran it says, "The good deed and the evil deed cannot be equal. Repel evil with what is better. Then indeed between whom you have hostilities will become a close friend." Quran 41:34. So we're taking this as an opportunity to educate the public, educate our neighbors, and, you know, have a dialogue with everybody. I mean, we are not these evil savages that she's painting us out to be.
Will there be, in addition to ads with a different view, will there be people doing leafleting or other things at the stations where the ads appear?
Well, we've had various organizations, the Methodist women's organization in New York, who put up signs on our. We had, I believe it was the Jewish Voice for Peace. They put up an ad. They were also very instrumental. I'd like to thank both those organizations, the Jewish Voice for Peace, for helping us draft a letter to the WMATA, which 127 local and national organizations signed off on. And I think that's the American way. I mean, if I'll quote Pastor Niemöller from Nazi Germany, you know, everybody knows the saying: when they came for the communists, I didn't say anything. Right. When they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything. And when they came for me, there was nobody left to say anything.
Right.
So that goes back to our message, the Muslim message that we're putting up.
I only have a few seconds left because I have to go to break. But the point is well taken and well made. Dr. Mudassir Raza is president of the Maryland chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
We're back after this.
Catherine Amenta.